He's restrained you. You are pretty much fighting for your life right now.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
He pushed me up against the wall, put me in a chokehold, and he said that I was going to go to sleep.
Wow.
I got scared and I just wrestled out of it and it cracked my neck.
Cracked your neck?
I heard it crack. Yeah, I heard my neck crack and I went to the hospital the next day.
So weird.
I think they're coming for me.
Yo. No. It's just in the background. Oh my God. She's an entrepreneur, model, and a social media influencer. My guest, Bree Powers.
You're awesome. And might I say, congrats on putting up with me being a brat on the way here.
I was like, I have a girlfriend, so I know how to deal with women.
You know, us emotional.
Yeah, 10-year relationship. You learn a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
You learn some things.
I like that you kept it professional.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Before we start, thank you so much for letting us be a part of this new building.
Yes.
New look. She gave me what is this?
Permanent jewelry.
Permanent jewelry.
14 karat gold.
Ooh, looks dope. She gave my girl a little goodie bag. Nobody has ever done this in the show, so.
It has
Thank
one
you,
of
Bree.
my vegan tinted brow gels in there. And you picked the dark one because
Yeah.
she has dark eyebrows.
Yes.
And you also picked her a blush pink tinted balm.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
This is the first time ever on the Maikon show where, oh wait, actually I've gotten some gifts, but not like this. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is another level. This is dope. For my girl too. Thank you for thinking of
You
my girl.
deserve it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Totally.
Thank you.
Yeah. And she deserves it too.
Oh, she's awesome. She's in Philly right now, so she's not with me, but we lit, you know? But Bree, you've been through a lot since we talked. How's everything going right now?
I'm great. Actually, I just went through the worst I've ever been, and now I'm like the best I've ever been. So.
Oh, okay. So it's like the phoenix when it rises out of the ashes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what is it that you went through?
Well, should we first off start with addressing the haters?
Ooh, okay, shit. Right off the bat, you know, address the haters.
Yeah, I would love to address the haters.
Okay.
So, Natalie Clark. She is a hater. She is a girl that was in DCFS foster care system with me. She is also a DCFS worker now. She went to college to be a DCFS caseworker for foster kids. And she is being a bully on the internet to a former foster kid. Like, the fact is, I only was in one foster agency with Natalie. I was in 3 total, and I was in a group home before that called Lakeview Girls Group Home. Katie Warren, thank you for standing up for me and saying that I'm not a liar when I was throwing up blood. That was super incredible. I also just wanted to let you guys know that just because you were in my life for a certain period of a time doesn't mean you know me at all.
Oof, damn. And this show, I just give people a platform.
Yeah.
You know, I'm nobody to judge.
Yeah.
I'm here for you to tell your story. And the people will judge, but that's their job.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so now let's get into right now. A lot.
A lot. I'd like to address the situation from 2020 when I was blasted all over the news for being an angry girl at the tanning salon. So starting there, in 2020, I was attending Couture Brows Academy, and Sandy Gallagher also had to address it on her social media when I was blasted all over the news. Basically, I went into the tanning salon with a bandana over my face. It wasn't efficient enough for the store manager. Her boyfriend was there. He stood up and towered into my face, told me to go put on a mask. There was an older couple there, 45-year-old man and his ex-wife, and they had an active restraining order against each other at the time.
Okay.
And this old man, this 45-year-old man, also was a convicted felon of he had 50 charges.
50
charges, like felony, drug court, burglary, robbery, all the things.
That's a lot.
Yeah, all the things. Long story short, they assaulted me and slammed me in the door multiple times at the tanning salon. And I called the police. I wanted to press charges on this man. them. They would not. They tried to press charges on me. He said that it looked like I punched the guy after he grabbed me and yanked me out of the tanning salon.
Damn.
So I guess apparently women don't have the right to defend themselves in the state of Utah. That's a huge problem here. Like Utah was voted the #1 state for 4 years in a row that is worst for women equality.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Do you think it has to do a lot with the Mormon church?
I wouldn't, no comment on that. There's a lot of really pretty women here. And so men get really controlling.
But within the church, though, I feel like there's a lot of people who, women especially, it's like if they come out, men won't believe them, or the people in the congregation won't believe them. So that could be a problem, you know?
Actually, I wasn't planning on saying this today, but I just got chills and I think I should say this today. It is a huge problem.
Yeah.
They don't believe people, like when it comes to rape and things like that. My mom wasn't believed when she was a little girl, and my uncle wasn't believed.
Really?
And they were sent to a Steer You Straight Mormon program where they were raped and beaten.
Wow.
And incredibly messed up their lives to the point where my mom killed herself later on in life.
Wow.
She was that insecure because her family didn't believe her. My aunts, my grandmas, nobody believed her, and that the neighbors did things to them. And it's terrible. Like, you should believe them. You should believe anybody who says that something happened to them.
Well, I mean, I do want to be the devil's advocate.
Yeah. There are a lot of false claims.
Yes. I feel like they should be at least give people a chance.
Yeah, but at least give them a chance.
At least give them a chance to look into it and did it really happen? You know, where are the evidence? You know, at least, because a lot of times, like you said, the church might have a big influence of like, maybe if a member did something, they're like, oh, we're going to keep it quiet. They don't want to put that out there because their business might go down.
That's with anybody in any religion.
Yes, and any business as well.
Yeah.
You know? So fast forward to now. What's going on with Bree?
So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit.
Okay.
To January 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go back to January 9th before I was blasted all over the news for being the angry girl. And that involves me and my best friend from high school. We were dating for a little while. There was a night where, sorry, this is really hard for me to talk about on camera too in front of everybody.
It's all good.
There's a night where he pinned me down and told me he could do whatever he wanted to me.
Damn.
And he restrained me for, I don't know how many hours, but several places around my house. It was a different person. And he was just saying the most cruel, gruesome things to me. I don't even remember because they were so disgusting.
Was he on drugs?
Degrading. No, he was sober.
What?
He was sober and he wanted to go out with the boys, and he promised me like he wasn't going to go out for the rest of the month because last time he came to my house at like 4 a.m. like super drunk, and I was like really upset. It was a Tuesday. Because I was upset that he was going out, that's why he like restrained me. I didn't attack him or do anything. He just started restraining me and telling me he could do whatever he wanted to me because I was upset.
And you didn't say anything. He just did it out of nowhere.
I did. I was like, you said you weren't going to do it. You promised. He could see me getting upset.
You think something triggered him?
No, nothing. He just, one moment was fine. And then the next moment, like pinning me down, saying the most terrible, gruesome things to me, like so bad, like so disrespectful that my face, like I felt my face crunch up and clench up. Like I was so disgusted with the things that he was saying to me.
But a normal man wouldn't act like that. It had to be some trauma that he was probably hiding and you had no idea about. And that trauma came out and something had to trigger it.
Well,
and
I do know that he's from Iraq, where he walked up the street and there was just dead people everywhere. Oof. And he would see like people drenched in all black just come in and murder families above him and below him. And in their like communities, they're very close. Very dark stuff that was happening there.
Okay, so he's restrained you. You are pretty much fighting for your life right now.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
He pushed me up against the wall, put me in a chokehold, and he said that I was going to go to sleep.
Wow.
And I got scared and I just wrestled out of it and it cracked my neck.
Cracked your neck?
I heard it crack. Yeah, I heard my neck crack, and I went to the hospital the next day, which was the day after I was on the news.
Oh, okay.
And so I want to make that clear as well. Like, it wasn't the guy at the tanning salon that gave me that assault. It was to back that story up. I called my ex, Jaden Casey, that night immediately. And he put me on speakerphone with Caitlin Holbrook, his friend at the time. They were about to have sex and he left her in the middle of it and drove an hour from Spanish Fork to Midvale to come get me. And he stayed with me till 4 a.m. He even wanted to be like with me and back in a relationship, but I just wanted to be alone. And yeah.
Fast forward to now. How does that connect with what's going on right now?
So what's going on right now is I found out that 2 days later.
Of that day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the day that he cracked my neck. Apparently, he raped a girl 2 days later.
What?
Yeah. It was a girl that was paying rent at his friend's house.
Oh my God.
And it was his friend's birthday, and his friend had to catch him in the girl's room. I don't know this. I wasn't there, but he showed me, and I have a recording of him like saying...
Who was recording it?
Me. I recorded
you were recording
his statement.
Oh, okay.
During that time, he showed me the lock on the door. And he's like, so I think he picked this lock and you can hear me in the recording. Do you want me to pull it out?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, he's done that to my door.
Oh, he done that.
He's done that.
So he knows.
Yeah.
So his system's unlocked now.
Yeah.
So he knows.
Yeah.
How to unlock it. You know? So
Yeah.
it was locked. And I think this is what he did. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
And you guys were where?
I was sleeping.
You were in the room.
I stayed here. Just because they want to keep drinking. I was totally like, I want to sleep. I didn't. I'm pretty much actually done with all the East Middle Eastern films. All of them.
That part doesn't matter, but not saying that he saw him do it at all before I started recording for the lock part. And I didn't even know he was going to show me the locks when I started recording. He said that when he went in the room, he caught him with the zipper down and his face was cold. Like he'd never seen him as cold or gone before.
Wow.
Dark.
But you didn't get that on audio.
I didn't get that part on audio.
See, that would have been the incriminating part.
Yeah, but he already said that to the police.
There was already a statement made?
Yeah, he's already made his statement to the police.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was just for me. When I showed up, he was like, I wish I would have got that part on recording because he was like, Bree, I've been waiting for you.
Wow.
I've been waiting to tell you.
Okay, so we know that there's accusations of him raping a girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I wasn't in the room, but there's a
allegedly.
pattern. Because I talked to his BYU ex-girlfriend.
But it is allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay. I just want to make sure they know that it's allegedly. You know?
So she filed the charges like 2.5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically, she says that she went to her doctor and that her doctor filed the charges. And she wasn't even going to report like the rape, but that he basically broke her back. That she also had to do physical therapy for 6 months, like me. I had to do physical therapy for 6 months after he broke my neck 2 days prior.
Wow.
We both have those records. She went to the hospital. I went to the hospital. We both did physical therapy at the same time for 6 months after that.
Did she have a rape kit done?
She has all of it, the DNA, everything, all of it.
Oh, wow. So fast forward right now. How is this affecting you right now?
A little bit more details on the rape thing.
Okay.
Because it's been affecting me for a couple of years.
Why is that?
At first, I didn't believe her. Then I believed her. Then I didn't believe her. And then I believed her again.
So in a way, Bree, that could say that you were a bit part of the problem as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you really looked into it, dove deep into it, and then you made your decision that you do believe her.
I cut him off for a complete year after I thought that he was at all responsible for it.
Okay.
After not talking to him for a year, I was getting spam messages and I thought it was him. I unblocked him and I was like, dude, just stop. And just talking to him, like hearing my best friend's voice from like high school, like I was like, no, he didn't do this. Like, how could I be such a terrible friend? Like, he's a good friend.
But he did hurt you though.
He did hurt me.
So why wouldn't you believe?
I guess because I met him in high school. That didn't happen until 8 years after I met him. And I was a part of the problem then. Like I said, like I got emotional, I got angry.
It shouldn't be a trigger for a man to physically hurt a woman though. It should never be a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
In high school, I was in foster care and I met him when I was 16 in foods class. He would offer me rides home. I would tell him no because I was in the state's custody.
Okay.
And it was illegal for me to be in anybody's car. Eventually, one day, I let him take me home one day. And I had a Mormon foster bishop dad at the time. And I had a friend, Braxton Royal. He's a rapper now. And I got drunk after my dad died for the first time. I took a bunch of moonshine.
Yeah.
I was with my friend Trang and Braxton in the Taylorsville High parking lot. And he brought me home to my dad. And when we started dating in 2021, he told me that Braxton was talking about raping me or gangbanging me.
Really?
Because I have trauma, I also have a little bit of memory loss. I believed him in that time, but then I also remembered later, no, he didn't, because Braxton called off my phone and I was with Trang and Braxton when he called.
He was trying to deceive you in a way.
Why was he talking about rape before even raping this girl?
Okay, so it was already in his mind.
It was in his mind. Rape was in his mind. Like,
that's evil, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. So it was maybe like a fantasy that he had since young.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking weird, dude. Damn.
Some people like have fetishes and stuff. I agreed to do things like that, like be choked out by him.
Okay.
And there was one time that he just kept going. I was really scared. It felt like I died, literally. Yeah. I was so scared. I was like, just gasping for breath. And then I just hugged him. Like, he made me feel safe. And he was like, I asked for it. I asked him to choke me out. But when I tapped his hand, he was supposed to stop.
But that's the hard thing for me, Bree, because he was showing signs already.
Yeah.
So don't you think it was kind of your duty to be like, I don't like this already, and not go so deep into the relationship where now he's really hurting you when he, fractured your neck?
I don't know if you know this, but I just won my case against my other ex-fiance, over $700,000 in total of damages from getting me fired from my Echo nightclub job, for kicking me in the stomach when I was 5 months pregnant, beating me throughout my pregnancy. There's hospital records. Police showed up at the incidences. I never pressed charges before. After talking to the rape victim, she inspired me. And that's why I decided to file against because his ex-wife was considered crazy to all of Salt Lake City by him and all of everybody, really. She was the abuser. She had charges for apparently defending her life. And I believe her. I didn't believe her then. I believe you now, just like the other victim. I was the third, and there was even another girl after me.
Wait, this guy that you won the case with,
yeah,
is he the same guy who hurt you and raped the girl?
No, but they know each other. They still talk.
So they're friends.
No, they were never friends, but they're friends through being my enemy. I don't know why I still tried to stay friends with someone like that, but they say that it's because like the women, they don't know. Well, and also I just feel like I'm a very empathetic person and I have compassion. I never thought I would be in that situation. I was friends with him for 3 years before then. And he made me think that he was a victim in some sort of a way. So I felt more compassionate for him and sorry for him rather than, I had no feelings for him and he knew that. Genuinely was like, I'm just trying to be your friend and help you.
Just to be there for him.
Yeah, be there for him. Ed was being really nice and supportive and saying all the nicest things that a friend could say. And then the next moment, he was threatening my grandma, and saying I can't even remember everything he said, but he was like, I will tell you all your friends this, that, the other, and like, I will make you look bad to the world. Like, I can't even remember all the terrible things he like threatened to me in that moment. But
oh my God, Brie, I feel like you need to stop choosing this man.
I didn't choose them.
Like this, but just having them are in your life. Like,
yeah,
oh my God.
Obviously. I grew up in the system and I got abused by Amber, the group home lady, by many people. I've been in therapy my entire life and I constantly work on being a better person on a daily basis, but nobody is perfect.
Oh yeah.
And at the time, I think I was just vulnerable. I don't have a mom. I don't have a dad. I have a grandmother, an 87-year-old grandmother with dementia.
So you didn't have an example, really?
My grandfather was the best guy. Like, he was a school principal of Southern California. They named the school after him after 60 years after he retired, the Emmett Duro Education Center.
Yeah.
The hometown people that goes to my grandmother's home church in Springville all think he's a great man and a great gentleman, and everybody does, and what a great guy my grandfather was. So I never really felt like I had like daddy issues. And my grandmother's a great woman too. I never felt like I had mommy issues, but I guess because I didn't have like guidance in like dating or seeing like certain red flags, I was taught to, respect gentlemen. It's not all about looks. Like they open the door for you, make sure they're polite, I thought I was doing all the right things. I was raised Mormon, did baptisms for the dead. I thought I was doing all the right things. I guess it just turns out like I was uneducated in red flags and narcissism. Like his wife even said it. Hey, you're dating a narcissist. He's a narcissist. And I just laughed. I was like, ha, 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 whatever. Like, you know, because people throw that word around like no other. Like, you're just a narcissist. You're just a narcissist. And so I just like laughed at it. I didn't believe her, but really, like, what else would you call someone who kicks a woman in the stomach 6 months pregnant? You
didn't have a example of what a healthy relationship should look like.
I had an example, but it wasn't in real life. Like it was like
your grandpa or your grandpa and your grandma.
My grandma.
They're already old.
Yeah, they're old. I mean? My grandma and my grandpa were old, and
they already been through it.
They already been through it, and so I didn't even realize until like recently, like when I did assisted nursing, like how basically my grandmother was a child raising a child. I realized like, the elderly's mental health go down as well.
Yeah.
And so like, I have so much compassion for my grandmother now. Like, she is the best woman ever for like putting up with me and like also being a child and raising a child, you know, that is incredible. And she's a great woman. So
that's what you like, again, you didn't have that example of what a healthy relationship should look like.
Yeah.
And possibly all this abuse and all these signs, you couldn't see them because you're probably familiar with them because that's what foster homes showed you.
Yeah.
That's what you believed love was.
No.
You didn't think so?
No, I didn't think so. No. I didn't believe that was love. But why did
you stay with them though? That's the thing. Why were you around them?
Well, I don't really want to get into this because I think all women know the answer to that. And I don't really want to have to explain it to a man.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Well, that's like kind of like a man being in a toxic relationship with a woman.
Yeah.
I see the signs, I see cycles, and I see patterns. If something tells me...
So this guy used to tell me that he would come back years later and bury me in the desert.
But when did he say that?
Like when we were dating, like.
But why would you? See, that's what I'm telling you. Why would you be with that guy?
It was a joke, I thought. But after he got physical for the first time.
How is this a joke? Like that's. I feel like that's disrespectful. Can you not tell a joke from an actual thing? I feel like I could tell a joke from.
No, like he was definitely joking. But when after he got physical for the first time, then it turned to be like really serious.
Yeah, and did you leave right after he turned physical?
I did the first time, yeah.
Okay.
He pulled my hair and it was 8 weeks after I miscarried. I posted it all over all my platforms of social media. Posted how he hit me, how he admitted he hit me also later because I did go back to him. And then again later.
You
and again later. Yeah.
But why though? That's what I'm telling you.
It takes 8 times.
No.
8 times. It takes 8 times for a woman to really leave a man, an abusive partner. 8 times. Scientifically, it takes 8 times. It takes 8. Can we look it up? Do you want me to show you?
I'll look it up. But the reason why that's so hard for me to believe or understand is because I would never be like that.
Yeah, I know. So, I never thought I would either.
But that's
I never thought I would either. I was always giving people advice to not be in abusive relationships. I was always the mother. I was the mother of the group home. I was the mother in foster care. I was always mothering people that were way older than me. I started being a mother in the club scene to people that were like 26 and 30. Yeah. Like all of my friends were always drinking and I was sober and I was 18 and 19.
I get that, but then you didn't take your own advice.
Exactly. So someone who gives people advice usually is really well aware, is telling you to believe. I'm walking representation. Like I believe this narcissist.
Yeah.
His ex-wife had charges. He had a restraining order against his ex-wife, okay? And I believed him because she was wrong in the law's eyes. And now I'm wrong in the law's eyes for calling him a rapist, for practicing my freedom of speech and yelling at him angrily from my car and screaming at him very angrily from my car, telling him I wanted my other car back from his dealership and that he was a rapist.
Okay.
On video. And I went to jail for felony aggravated assault.
Oh, okay. So that's how we get to what's going on right now, right? So
yes.
All of this went on. Now you're just trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
What are the steps that you're taking to become better and maybe choose better men?
I'm not choosing any men.
Okay.
But
and that's cool. But what are those steps to becoming a better person, just mentally?
Yeah.
And just maybe.
Yeah.
People.
So I want to start with just like saying like, it starts with you. Like, it starts with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everything starts with you and 100%. Me. And like the way that other women like cannot be in this situation is like, just report it. Just call the police.
Yes. What's the next step, Bri? Like, where are you heading right now? Like mentally and physically, well, what are you going to do next? What's your next step?
Well, mentally, I can't eat or sleep. I haven't ate in like 6 days.
Oh, dude, you need to eat.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like there's a rapist on the street just out here and I'm in such a public place. Like I am in such a beautiful place and I can't even post it.
Allegedly, still, let's say allegedly, because...
Allegedly, there's a rapist on the street.
Yes.
I don't feel safe posting my own place. And I feel sick to my stomach because I know it's not my fault that girl got raped, but you can't really help the fact that you feel responsible for it. Like, I should have called the police. My ex, Jaden Casey, should have encouraged me to call the police. We should have spoken to the police together at the time, not sat in the Vasa parking lot. And I'm telling you, like, the percentage of women that call the police is 3% of abusive relationships. And it's because you get degraded. You get put on a pedestal. Like, the judges don't listen to you. Your friends don't listen to you. People just call you whatever you want. And I can only imagine like what that girl is going through because of what I'm constantly having to go through. I am the bad guy to him and I'm the bad guy to the victim, kind of, because I'm like the girlfriend of the rapist.
Do you feel guilty in some way?
No. Everything happens for a reason. But I feel like you can't help but feel responsible.
In some way.
In some sort of way. Like I can't help but think that
you could have stopped it.
Yeah, if I would have just called the police. Just
keep doing what you're doing. You know the signs now. You know not to be around certain people. And you know that you are headed in the right way.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. You're taking the right steps. And I hope that everything that's going on right now gets figured out.
Yeah.
Agreed. I really do.
I agreed. I hope that this video helps. Like, it's not easy doing something like this.
Oh, it's not easy at all.
I've had the police just sitting outside my door, like watching me. And I had a video on TikTok that had 5 million views in 2020 of the like cop car flipped over. Oof. It got removed back in 2020. And I think that's a huge problem of when the cops started like harassing me. I already had a record. I was already on their radar. And so these incidences that happened here in Salt Lake with my former business partner and with, I think is kind of like their revenge against me. Like they're blowing these situations way out of proportion. I have it on body cam. They came into my bedroom of my old place with Natasha and wrapped me up, like 10 male officers, and took me to jail. And that was totally unnecessary, against my constitutional rights. Even my lawyer said so. Like, we have the body cam footage. And it's just insane, like, what the police are getting away with, like shooting an autistic, unarmed 13-year-old, assaulting a nurse at the U hospital. It's insane what they're getting away with. And female cops have been saying it for years, like that male cops have been molesting them, raping them, doing bad things to them. And in fact, when I went to jail, there was a man in jail saying that there was 3 officers that gangbanged his sister.
God damn,
raped
that's
his sister,
fucking crazy.
and that's why he was in jail.
God damn.
I also want to talk about the LaShawn Bagley. While I was in jail, I met a girl named LaShawn Bagley. She's a 22-year-old Black student who is in jail for murder because she defended her life in her apartment when her ex-boyfriend from a year prior tried to break into her apartment. She had a current boyfriend at the time. She had no idea who was trying to break into her apartment.
Oh, shit.
She has the right to bear arms. And just because she's a black girl with tattoos from Texas doesn't mean she's a murderer. She was a student here, working full time, and she defended her life because someone was trying to break into her apartment. She had no idea who it was.
True.
And because he's a bull rider, they made her a murderer.
Wow. I mean,
she has a boyfriend.
Damn. That's
I just
crazy.
want to bring awareness. Like that's
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
She inspired me because I missed out on being able to go to nursing school because of charges. I decided to switch my career to go to law school. And so I'm doing online law school, and I hope to be able to help people like this someday.
Well, that would be fucking dope, actually. I feel for you for everything you've been through, but I'm happy that you're sharing your story.
Yeah.
This is your story, and whether it's true or it's not, doesn't matter. You're sharing something that really affects you.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be something to laugh about.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm happy for you, Bree. I really am.
Yes, I'm really happy. Like, honestly, like the last 4 months I was really struggling, and I literally almost wanted to kill myself. Like, I literally was in jail, and I took a sheet the way that my mom did, and I wrapped it around my neck.
Oh, fuck, dude.
And I pulled it really tight, and I was thinking about it, and in that moment I broke down and cried, and I really had to turn to God in that moment. And I asked for mental help, and the guy gave me a journal to write, and not but 20 minutes later I was let out of jail.
Oh,
but I had been there for like 5 days, and in total I went 3 times in the last in 1 month I went to jail. Oh my
God. Yeah, you've been through ups and downs, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bree, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling your story.
Yeah.
That was amazing, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really. What do you got to tell the people? Where can they find you?
You can find me on, you can find me on Instagram, Strawberry Blondie, or TikTok, Bree Powers, or Facebook. I like new friends, PMU tattoo artist for Facebook, because I'm all full on my Bree Powers one. But yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm happy for you, dude. And to you guys, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with us right now.
Yeah.
With Bree and your host, Maikon. I'm on a mission right now, Bree.
What's up?
I'm working hard. I'm putting in work, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get Post Malone on this show.
Okay.
Post motherfucking Malone.
Okay.
You know? He has a crazy story too.
Are you going to bring me on the show to meet him?
Hell yeah. Listen,
Okay, cool.
I got you, dude.
All right.
He's the people's champ, and I'll get him here.
Cool.
I don't care if it's episode 2,305.
Cool.
I don't care if it's episode 1,105, you know? It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to get
Let's
him.
do it. Let's manifest it.
Hell yeah. I hope everything works out.
Thank you.
And yeah, amazing time. Love you guys. Go to sleep early, and please love yourself.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Dude, thank you. That was awesome. That was a good fucking episode, dude.
You're sweating. I'm sweating.
I know, dude. I really do hope everything works out, though.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. Thank you for telling your story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you, dude. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.